since I'm a hip hop head, I do want to add my 2 cents to this current battle that we're all excited about. It's like when one of the comedians, I don't know if it's Eddie Murphy or it might have been Chris Rock, talking about when you hungry and somebody gives you a cracker and you like, this is the best cracker I ever had. But when you starving, a cracker will satisfy you. But when you eating good, a cracker ain't enough. And I know we so starved for hip hop and we change our standards and but that that Kendrick diss, Euphoria. It was creative, but it felt like somebody who didn't know how to diss was trying to make a diss record. In the art of combat. And I know people want to switch the rules, and in the art of combat, it's like battling is a form of mental combat. And you don't switch the rules because the person you like is battling. Battling is aggressive. It's strategic. There's angles. There's all kind of ways that you battle. And I mean, one of the first ways that, to me, in rap, it's not just lyrics, man. It's the voice. I don't like cracky voice rappers. When you're rapping and it sounds like you're going through puberty. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm like, yo, none of this is this doesn't annoy you that the man's voice is cracking? Because when your voice is not steady and sure, you can't emote emotion. Because I don't know what you're feeling. And that's part of rap. This is the genius of Tupac. His voice, the emotion, how he emoted. That he wasn't just lyrics. And some people, you pick what you like, you cherry pick. Oh, I like lyrics, but it's the voice too. Shout out and rest in power to Guru, one of the best voices in hip hop, Chuck D. I mean, if you decipher, Chuck D he writes interestingly. I'm not even gonna go into that Chuck D. That's another video, cause I'm from Long Island. But I got critiques on Chuck D too. But his voice was one of the best voices in hip hop. So I mean, the voice is annoying to me, and I do get that he was saying a lot of layered stuff. But how you set it up, how you deliver it matters. It's like breakdancing. Years ago, maybe not now, but years ago, a lot of Asian cats was very athletic in breakdance. They would flip, but their transitions used to be corny. I don't know about now. It used to be corny because it's break dancing. So how you get to the next move matters. Just not that you did a fly move. You're supposed to make it smooth. You're supposed to make it look nice. So when you saying your raps, supposed to sound nice. You're supposed to set it up right. I don't like it. The more I listen to it, I see the layers to the things that he's saying. And you do have to think about some of the things, but it's like one of those things where it's like you fighting, but you not really fighting. And like Drake is really fighting. And you keep talking about what you don't want to say or what you're not going to say. The only time that did sound like it was going to work is at the end of Takeover when Hove alluded to something. And you thought that he was going to say something really big, like, because you know what to you know who, but I'm going to keep that, let's keep that between me and you, something like that. I'm surprised I even remember that. So we was like, damn, what he talking about? But then his whole thing, that circle is caught up in who's effing who. That's I think that's the problem between him and Dame. But when we heard it, it was like, yo, that's kind of corny that your main thing was about what you did. But anyway, that's another story. Back to Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Let me say this. If Kendrick ever rhymed like that on a regular song, I'd have been like, yo, what the fuck is this? Excuse me, y'all. What is this? And so I know that we have to, in today's world, it's always a popularity contest, meaning that most people give power to who they like. We don't discern, or we're not, non-biased. It's, oh, I like this person, so I have to support them. We're in the everybody gets a car world today. We're in the mother's love world today, which we need that. But we need a balance, you know what I'm saying? We need to, whether I like you or not, I should have a standard that I'm judging by, irrespective person. But that's not, I'm saying that like that's gonna happen today, and it's not. It's not gonna happen today. So, I mean, Euphoria. If I was working with Kendrick, and anybody who's worked with me musically knows that I'm the person in the room. I trust my artists, or the artists I'm working with, to do what they do. But if you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna just tell you about it. I remember, and we just shout out to Lisa Binkis and Neblos. They just had the Binkis barbecue, and this is an Atlanta thing, so some of y'all may not even know what I'm talking about. But I remember when I was working with Jax, and we were doing the Final Four. It was Issues, Jax, Methuselah, and Lucky, my man Lucky Charles, or Luck Chisel. I remember there's a song, an unreleased record, called Here We Go. It was Issues, Jax, and Zoo, Methuselah. And Jax did a verse, and as a real dude, I said, yo, bro, you got the weight. So that verse would have worked on another record with other type of artists, but with Issues and Zoo and how they come, I said, yo, bro, I'm gonna need you to rewrite that, because and it was hard for me to say that to him, because it wasn't that the verse was bad, it just didn't fit what they was doing, and I didn't want my man, in my opinion, to look not matching them. And so he looked at me for a couple seconds, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a test of our relationship, because he had every right to say, yo, who are you to tell me? He could have said that to me. And he had every right to do that. Just like, I could qualify why I could say that, but it didn't matter. None of that mattered. It was about him and I. And he did it though. He rewrote the verse, and I was like, wow, okay, this is a real relationship here, because he could have just been like, whatever. And I just say, yo, Kendrick, we gotta redeliver this. We gotta get the frog out your throat. We gotta go through puberty, and we gotta get the voice, because the quivery voice to me sounds unsure. It's like if you're talking to a woman and your voice is cracking. Not the cracking that's out of the sea, but it's cracking like you're not convincing me. And this whole, I could say it. This is war. You fighting a war. Well, it's a battle, but it's overall war. Don't tell me what you could do, because you're not promised tomorrow. Do it now. Say them truths now. If he's saying lies, say the truths. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you just don't like Drake. And I get it. But we not just jumping on somebody because we don't like them and somebody's going against them. Nah, you got to knock somebody out. And I don't know. It's not, in my opinion, J. Cole had the best disc, because he was breaking down things clearly. There was no subs. You didn't have to understand. Now, I do like fly, subliminal, interpretive things, but a lot of y'all are contradictory, because when Lupe and Royce battled, and Royce came with that fly, subliminal stuff, and then Lupe simplified itself and came right at him, y'all said Lupe won. When I thought that the Royce record was flyer, it was a record. It sounded like a song that he would normally do, but he was just talking about Lupe in a fly way. He was delivering it fly, and you had to like think about what he was saying. I don't like Kendrick's delivery. I don't like that. I don't mind figuring stuff out, but I don't want to figure stuff out while you're telling me you're not saying everything that you have. You switch beats, it was cute. But I think Kendrick's gift is not barring out. I think his gift is making commercial records that he falls in pocket to with a clear tone, and he manages to be somewhat lyrical on more broader reaching records. That's not easy to do. A lot of lyrical cats cannot do that. They cannot get to a point where they talk in their speech and they can break the speech down for the masses. That is the key to all great orators. Because I know orators, they can be a room with the people of cloth, and cloth just means that you belong to a certain group that might not be something that deals with information that's not massively circulated, and you start speaking in code. And those that are part of the cloth understand what you're saying. But when you could talk that cloth talk and talk that mass appeal talk, and you could code it where the cloth people understand what they need to understand and the regular people understand, then you become a Rakim. Because Rakim talks the cloth talk, but then he talk that regular talk too. So depending on where you're at, you understand based on what you know. So, I mean, but when you starving, crackers taste good. So right now, I feel like we getting crackers. People are starving for hip-hop. People don't like certain people, so who you cheer for is based on who you like. It's the mama era. It ain't the daddy era, because daddy don't do that. Daddy give you tough love. He love you, but he said, yo, you just got knocked out, son. Get back up and fight. He don't try. He not going to jump in the fight, unless something is unfair. He'll jump in to save you. He don't want to see you die, but sometimes you get knocked out. And I'm like, Rick Ross, Rick Ross diss was better. Cole's diss was better. Drake was good too. None of this is gonna end up in the history of battle rap records. Like we have a history of battle rap. And y'all so confused today where on one level, somebody can apologize, and J. Cole can't get out of that because he made a whole record dissing Ye. It wasn't a battle diss record, but it was a diss record, and that's cool. You could diss a whole person in real life about real life things, but then for the sport of it, you sorry? That's puss. Stand your ground, baby. Cause I could spar with somebody and it just be a spar and it be okay. I didn't say anything. You said nothing about him personal. You into dissing. Ooh, I kicked it by accident. You like dissing, but you can't spar with your brother. That's the problem. You can't. You feel a way about sparring with your brother. You got all emo about it, and everybody say, "Oh, they got the right to do that." And the same people who was down for the apology is looking for the blood in the Kendrick versus Drake. But nah, I'm not feeling euphoria. These are just my opinions. Just my opinions, and definitely open for the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, so yeah. Let me know what you think. Peace.